Welcome back to Weird Stuff in a Can. Today we've got barbecue jackfruit. So I picked this up in a little ethnic shop locally. Tropical Sun is a brand I've reviewed a few times on this series. This is jackfruit. Now, I imagine probably most of you already know this. Jackfruit is commonly used as a meat substitute. So this is a big tropical fruit, great enormous thing, that when it's picked unripe, so green jackfruit, and shredded apart, it can be used as a kind of substitute texturally for pulled pork. I'm not sure I've ever eaten it before. I might have had it once somewhere, but I can't remember the experience. So let's just have a look at the ingredients. A young green jackfruit in barbecue sauce, which is ingredients jackfruit 60%, barbecue sauce, which is tomato, sugar, salt, coconut vinegar, red chili pepper, corn flour, spices, natural smoke flavour. You do a couple of other varieties of this. Thai green curry jackfruit and Tex-Mex jackfruit. So this is presumably just going to be in a sweet, smoky, slightly spicy barbecue sauce. Tex-Mex, I imagine, will have a bit more chili in it. Thai green curry, obviously, completely different sauce. Now, the thing about jackfruit is, whilst texturally it's used as a substitute for pork or meat in general, nutritionally it's not really all that similar. Not a lot of protein in here, 1.2 grams per 100 grams. Quite a bit of carbohydrate, 16.7 grams per 100 grams, but 6 grams of fibre, so not all bad. Anyway, let us open this up. Now, I'm aware it has a pull tab, so you don't need to tell me about that. So, there we are. Oh, now that's not what I was expecting. So I was expecting kind of shredded pieces of jackfruit rather than chunks like that. Okay. Well, we have an opportunity to taste the sauce here. That's all right. Smoky, tomatoey barbecue sauce, not bad. Quite surprised at the amount of void that's in here. I really kind of expected this to be a can of shredded jackfruit. I suppose we have to do the shredding. So it will kind of mash down. So you can see it has a texture that has a pull to it. It has a kind of fibrous texture, which is somewhat analogous to meat. Now, this needs to be warmed up before we can properly enjoy it, I think. But as always on this series, I'm going to try a little bit cold straight out of the can. Yeah, I mean, I can see how people say it's got a meaty texture. It's not quite got the chew to it as a lot of meat has. And that's probably down to the fact that it's not a protein-based food. This is fibre and carbohydrates. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of okay. I would say less meaty than mushrooms, to be honest, though. Obviously, you're not meant to just eat it straight out of a bowl like this. So let's go and make a pulled pork style sandwich and see what that's like. Now, although it does say suitable for vegans, I'm not going to try to keep my sandwich vegan because I'm not a vegan. Anyway, back in a moment. Okay, we're back. So, I've just warmed this up in the microwave. There's about just a little over half the can there. And I did shred it up by just mashing it with my hands. It wouldn't really tear with a fork. So, I think we'll assemble a kind of pulled pork style bun. So a few leaves first. Stop that bottom bun getting soggy. A bit of the fake pulled pork. And it does look the part, doesn't it? Worth saying though, all I can taste here is the sauce. There is no flavour really here other than the sauce that it's dressed in. Whether that's a good or bad thing, I couldn't say. A bit of cheese, that's red Leicester cheese. Some avocado. Jenny's having avocado on toast for lunch, but she saved a little bit for me. And then some of my lacto-fermented garlic pickle just on the top there. So quite a loaded little sandwich there. And this is a brioche bun. So like I say, we're not going vegan here because brioche is made with butter. I think maybe egg in the mix as well. But there we go. Pulled pork style bun. Falling apart in my hands, so let's get stuck in. That's nice enough. Although I would say there is zero illusion that this is meat. There is no kind of question in my mind, could this be meat? So while I've been eating this, Eva's been waiting patiently outside the door. I think we will do an Eva test with this and see if Eva thinks it's anything like meat. I don't think it is. Now, I don't think it's horrible, and I don't think it's inappropriate here either. I think this is actually a thing which is a passable stand-in for pulled pork in a big, messy sandwich like that. It's not pork, and you're not going to fool anybody, but it's pork. But if you want something that isn't pork, that will stand in this context, it works. I'm thinking about now, as I'm saying this, I'm thinking about, okay, who is the target market for this product? And I don't think it's necessarily vegans. I think it actually might be friends of vegans. People who think, oh my gosh, so-and-so's coming, she's a vegan, what can we give her? You know, or they're catering for a party and they want to have a non-meat option. And this is just an easy way of doing that. But as I say, yeah, you're not fooling anybody if you think this is like pulled pork. And if anybody tells you that canned green jackfruit is exactly like pulled pork, it may well be that that person's forgotten what pork is like. But it is, as I say, a passable stand-in in this style of sandwich. I'd rather have cut that bun myself. These were pre-cut in the pack, and they haven't really made a very good job of evenly cutting that one, but never mind. Yeah, it works. I'm getting in a tremendous mess here. This barbecue sauce is okay. It's sweet, tangy, fruity, smoky, tiny little warmth of chili there, just enough to make it worthwhile, but not enough to challenge even the mildest of chili tolerances. I would say that sauce is perhaps a little bit watery for using it in this fashion directly out the can. I think probably to get the best out of this product, I would thicken that sauce a bit further, maybe add a few other things in there as well, maybe just not serve it in this particular fashion. This could be thrown in a pot with some chopped red peppers, onions, a bit more tomato, some beans, some chili, you know, all of those sorts of things, and made into quite a tasty and satisfying vegan chili, for example. But yeah, it's not pork, and it's not really fooling anyone about being meat. But, well, there's one person waiting outside of my door who I'm interested to see if it can fool. So just a tiny, tiny little bit, and we'll do the Eva test. Come on, come and sit here. Come sit. Okay. Now, I want you to tell me what you think of this. Oh, he went down. Okay. Another tiny little bit. You're a good girl. Okay. Jesus, the stuff, isn't it? Yeah, that goes down a lot easier. So anyway, that was Tropical Sun Barbecue Jackfruit. Weird stuff in a can. In overall summary, not bad. Not a bad stand-in for pulled pork in a sandwich, but let's not pretend it's exactly like pulled pork. It's not. It's different. And I suppose different in some ways that people might prefer. It's not so chewy and prone to going dry as pork, so perhaps that's a plus for some people. I hope that's been interesting. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.